What's going on, and welcome back to another gear review and setup video. And in this video, we're going to be going over the Pelican 1660 case as a loadout and deployment box. Now, over the years, I've used a ton of different bags for trips and deployments, from London Bridge to Tactical Tailor, Eagle Industries, and Force Protection Gear, and they all make a phenomenal product. But when it comes to the sheer ability to keep things organized, have plenty of space for everything that you need, keep it locked, keep it secure, keep it safe, and protect everything that you're traveling with, I definitely think Pelican Case really sets themselves apart, and they build a product that really does a phenomenal job for every single one of those things that I've talked about. So I've constantly and progressively over time been swapping all my bags out for Pelican cases, so that way I have the ability to do everything that I stated and travel with everything that I need. So with that, I'll talk about everything that you see in the main compartment, everything that I travel with, and then I'll get into the lid organizers as well and make periodic references to a lot of other different equipment and companies that you can go with when it comes to organizers and systems that you can put inside of these cases. You have things that you can get from Pelican cases, or from Pelican Case, that you can just screw right into the lid, or you can purchase some other products from Special Operations Technologies, or SOTEC, as well as Grayman Tactical and the rigid moly panels, to where you can set something up that's very modular and very specific to what you have going on and how you want to set things up. So all of that's going to depend on kind of your mission, the operational environment that you're in, as well as your duty position. So I'll make periodic references throughout the entire video, so that way you can see everything from the lid and the main compartment. So with that, I'll start here down at the bottom in the main compartment, talk about everything that I have in here, and then periodically make those references for some of the other companies, and I'll put all those links in the description, so that way you can determine whether or not you want to go with the Pelican Case or some of the other companies that are out there for gear bags, if you want to stick with gear bags. So with that, the 1660 case in the main compartment that you have is pretty big. There is a ton of space. It is really nice because you can fit a lot of different equipment in here. Now, I have some special equipment that I'll run for some breaching stuff, working with some EOD guys and all of that. I have a bunch of kind of training aids for that, which I have in that bag. And then I have all of my bedding that sits on top of some additional gear. So I have sheets, I have a mattress pad, as well as my pillows. And before I get too far, when it comes to different vacuum sealed bags, and I highly recommend that you use them because it just makes packing and traveling way easier, because you can compress everything down into a nice, tight, small package. These Ziploc space bags, I feel, definitely do a lot better job than some of the other bags out there, because these Ziploc bags have this like kind of honeycomb grid system that prevents the bag from kind of folding on itself, like you can see here in this one. And when you have these bags fold over themselves over time and moving around and all of that, they'll kind of wear holes into the bags, and then these things pop, and then they won't properly seal, or you have to go back in and like take tape and tape things up and all of that. Where these zip bags, honeycomb system that they're running, it does a way better job, and it's a lot stronger in my opinion. So I would recommend going with the Ziploc space bags and getting those for your vacuum seal bags if you want to run those. So in conjunction with that, when it comes to vacuums, I would highly recommend going with this 1 gallon micro shop vac. This thing is awesome, and it costs like 30 bucks. So I would recommend going with that, so that way you can pack that in here, because even with everything that you see in here and what I previously just pulled out, there's still just enough space to be able to fit that in there and travel with everything that you need. So with that, that's the last bit of bedding that I have in here. And then I have 3 SOTEC kind of organizer bags that are on the bottom that I just have a bunch of different equipment in. Now, the name tapes and everything that I have on here right now aren't accurate. There are a few that I need to update. This one's just kind of assorted cold weather gear and some additional gear that I have for map cases, iPro, hydration, and all of that. So I have that bag just with some extra gear in there. Second one I have is commo gear and some additional cold weather gear, net gaiters, stuff to protect your face, balaclavas, all that. So In the event that I need to swap out some radio gear, or push-to-talks, antennas, all of that, if something breaks, I have the ability to swap those out. And then I actually have the 123 battery version of the battery for the 152, which are really nice because then you don't have to charge everything with giant chargers. You can just throw new batteries in and you're good to go. And then last but not least, over here on the climbing gear one, this is kind of my admin and climbing gear. And I have some extra space saver bags, some admin gear, gloves, and then more so just stuff for rappelling. So that's over here on the other side, or on the far side. So I have some options when it comes down to it and what you can throw inside of these bags. They're really nice when it comes down to it. You can fit 3 across. If you want to throw an additional 3 on top of that, if you don't want to throw any sleeping gear or anything like that inside of this, you can throw all of 3 more of these bags on top of that and be able to travel with that. There are some other organizational options when it comes down to it. There are some foam Velcro organizers and dividers and all of that you can get and throw inside of it. I would stay away from the kind of those little grid square ones, because if you start pulling those apart, one, they just make a mess usually. And I've always find myself in a position where I'm popping those squares out and then I make the hole too big, or the space too big for whatever gear I'm trying to put in there, and then it doesn't really protect it as well as I would like. So Trek Pack also has some really cool stuff when it comes to organizers and how you can set things up. I don't know specifically if they have anything for the 1660 cases, but I will put them in the links so that way you can see what they have to offer in the event you want to go with a smaller box. So with that, I'll move up into the organizer, or lid organizer, and this is where stuff definitely gets interesting. There are a lot of different options when it comes to lid organizers and how you can set all of these up. Whether you want to go with the stuff that you can get from Pelican case, they have a lot of different just plug and play, you screw it into place and you're good to go, or you can go with what I have here, which is the SoTech organizer panel. I think it falls into their medical category. I'll throw a link in the description, but these things are really nice because it helps keep things real organized, and I have stuff for an array of different stuff. I'll throw an actual list of everything that I have in this box in a PDF and throw it on the website in the downloadable content section, so that way you can see everything that I have. But when it comes down to it, you have SoTech as an option, and then finally you also have Gray Man Tactical and the rigid MOLLE panels that they have. Now both of these are incredibly versatile, and you can do a lot of different things. You can set these up in a lot of different configurations with different pouches and set it up to really meet the specific needs that you have based off of your mission, operational environment, and duty position. So you do have some options, and they're highly customizable. I would recommend going with either SoTech or Gray Man Tactical, because they definitely set themselves apart when it comes to this. Now, with that, Pelican case does make their own versions of that rigid MOLLE panel, so that is an option as well. But I want you to know as many product lines that are out there and companies that are out there when it comes to the setup and configuration, so you can determine what will be best for you. So with that, how I have this set up and configured, I have hygiene. It's pretty much just a small hygiene kit to be able to brush my teeth, comb my hair, do laundry, and then yeah, that's really about it. And a couple of towels and shower and all that. So you just have a basic hygiene kit to be able to take care of those daily needs. And then the accessory and utility, all the accessory stuff is going to focus primarily around tactical accessories and equipment. So anything that I can throw on my plate carrier that I may want to take in conjunction or replace parts and components and all of that, I have that usually in here. This utility pouch is a little bit more isolated to things that have a specific purpose. I have carabiners, sewing kits, and a couple little odds and ends and other things like that, cordage and all that. So there's a lot of stuff that's in this pouch that's specific and has a specific purpose. And then I have shirts and some jackets up here on this top one. It's pretty much just a windbreaker, and then a couple of shirts, and then also a laundry bag, and then I can also fit some laundry detergent and all of that in there as well, because this one gets pretty tight with just the towels and the hygiene kit. So I could throw extra laundry detergent in there, and then socks and shorts, And then also underwear is going to be in this one, so I can fit about 4 pairs of boot socks, 10 pairs of just low cut socks, and then a couple of shorts, some underwear, and then I also have a smart wool top and bottom. That's just a lightweight version. It's kind of their version of the military or army ninja suit, I guess you could say, or silk weight. And then over here I have more specific stuff and isolate all of that equipment to specific mission set stuff. So I've got breaching stuff up in here, working with a lot of EOD dudes that I've worked with in the past, a ton of stuff that we've all used for all of that. And then below this, I just have kind of an extra pouch right now. I don't really have a whole lot in here, so it's just kind of an extra pouch right now, so I can throw whatever I need to in that. And then here at the bottom I also have electronics, so I'll throw extra batteries as well as charging stuff for whatever electronics that I take down range or on trips with me. I can throw all that in there as well, so that thing's pretty nice for all of that. And just, well, this entire organizing system is really nice for all of that. Now, when it comes to the SoTech pouches that I have on this, they come with these pretty like large plastic YKK zippers. I cut all of those off just because every time I would close this, if I left those zippers on the outside, it would smash those zippers and tear the box apart. You can see a couple of places where those zippers have been smashed on the exterior of this lid, and they would either break off completely or they would just get damaged. So what I ended up doing is taking 550 cord and heat shrink and making just pull tabs for those zippers, and it does a lot better job, and I don't have to worry about breaking the box or the zippers. If it smashes them, it's not a big deal. It just rebounds and you don't really have to worry about it. So I prefer setting it up in that configuration just because it helps protect the box and the bags. So, but with that, I really don't have a whole lot else. I mean, there's a lot of different ways that you can configure and set this thing up between the lid and the main compartment. You have plenty of options. This main compartment will actually hold, and I'll show you it because I have it right here with me. It can hold a large or extra large North Face bag, which is nice. So this guy will fall right in there and you'll be good to go. And it's pretty much like a perfect fit. So you can throw one of these large North Face bags in there if you want to, and utilize that for all your travels and all of that. If you want to throw just clothes and anything, or you don't have gear or equipment that you want to throw in there, it's definitely an option for me. I can replace any one of the, or all 3 of these bags at the bottom with that North Face bag, or I can take all 3 of those bags, throw them inside of that North Face bag with some clothes and additional items, and then throw all that bedding on top of that as well. So you have some options as far as how you can configure this, which is really nice. I really like that North Face bag. I usually take it on trips everywhere that I go, and I'll usually throw all my clothes in that as well. So between the 1660 case, that North Face bag, and the 1650 case, I can pretty much travel anywhere in the world, have everything that I need to sustain myself for a extended period of time, and get after whatever work I'm getting after. So with that, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. I'll help you out in any way that I can, give you my recommendations on setup and configurations of these boxes, so that way it'll help you out in the long run if you want to transition over to Pelican cases. And with that, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.